ARK for Teachers, presented by Dr. B. Glenn Wilkerson.
Welcome back to ARK for Teachers. As we gather for our second year of ARK groups, let me remind you of a few things about ARK. ARK for Teachers has its origins in some research the ARK group did with the University of Texas School of Public Health at the Texas Medical Center in Houston. The research studied kids with high self-esteem, and we discovered that high self-esteem is not generated by a child's achievement or performance. Rather, it's generated by the child's having a relationship of unconditional love with at least one adult who is a primary person in that child's life. Hopefully, it's a parent, but in many instances, it's going to be a caring teacher or a coach or a counselor, an adult who, in essence, says to the child, I'm not going to cut you any slack in terms of misbehavior. If you act up, I will discipline poor behavior. But I want you to know that you are my student and I care about you, and there's nothing you could ever do to keep me from caring about you. That gift of unconditional love allows a child to value herself in spite of her imperfections, and it's the key to high self-esteem and a positive self-concept. Teachers have asked, what do you mean by unconditional love? If it's like permissiveness, count us out. We've got enough discipline problems in the classroom without encouraging permissiveness. Well, the ARK group's definition of unconditional love is that it is the opposite of permissiveness. Unconditional love is not a soft, sentimental emotion. It's a conscious decision to relate to kids in a certain way. The implications of that decision are that unconditional love separates the person from the behavior and values a child for who he is rather than for what he does. And it's the opposite of permissiveness. It demands responsibility of kids. I'm convinced that a kid in a permissive classroom environment treats it as a lack of care upon the part of the teacher. My science class is a zoo. It's absolute chaos. Nobody can learn anything. You'd think that my teacher would care enough about our education to provide some classroom discipline. Young people need some psychological and physical boundaries, a few well thought out rules that are consistently enforced. And when a student steps outside of those boundaries, it's important to have some age-appropriate consequences that help the child learn from the mistake and take greater responsibility for that behavior in the future. That's one of the important tasks of unconditional love. Now, when teachers share unconditional love and care with students, some amazing things happen. It elevates the social emotional climate in the classroom, and the result is higher academic performance and a lower dropout rate. Students do not want to disappoint a teacher that they think cares about them, and they are much more likely to attend the class of a teacher that shows them care. A couple of years ago, we implemented ARK for Teachers at 11 middle school campuses in the Aldine ISD in Houston, Texas. A student survey was administered to all the 7th grade students at the beginning of the school year, pre-ARK, and at the end of the school year, post-ARK. A research team from Sam Houston State University conducted 3 studies based on the results of those surveys. The first study revealed a 28% improvement from the beginning of the school year, pre-ARK, to the end of the school year, post-ARK, in the number of students who strongly agree that a teacher cares about them. The second study revealed that, on average, students who strongly agreed at the end of the year that they had a teacher who cared about them were absent an average of 1 less day than those who strongly disagreed at the end of the year. The third group compared 2 student groups: students who felt that a teacher likes them and cares about them, and students who did not feel that a teacher likes them and cares about them. The study revealed a 23.6% decrease in the number of misbehavior incidents among students who felt that a teacher likes them and cares about them. The Sam Houston State University research clearly shows the impact of a nurturing classroom environment upon the performance and the behavior of students. But you know what? For many of us, personal testimony is at least as meaningful as this research.